Hi y'all, I'm back again with another video, and this time I wanted to come on here. Why my eyes look like that? Anyways, I wanted to come on here and it's so crazy how I had this in my mind. Mind your business, okay? So it was this thing about the father saying, be about your father's business, right? Hold on. Be about your father's business and mind your business too, right? A lot of the things that happen in the world will be okay if we learn how to mind our own business. A lot of the things, so I'll notice that if somebody is minding their own business, that means they're attending to their own peace. I don't understand why you have to do such things as bother them or make it known that you want to make this person uncomfortable because you don't have no peace of your own. And so you start to really see the morality of the world around you, because a lot of people do this. Now, I'm not just speaking in racism, which white people don't know how to mind their own business. We're not talking about that. We're talking about the fact that people literally they are really miserable, and that you don't you can, when Abba says be about your father's business, you don't have time for corruption. You ain't got time to gossip. You ain't got time to lie. You ain't got time to fornicate. You ain't got time to be doing all that stuff, because you should be focusing on your father's business and being about your business and minding your own business. And so when you involved in people's lives, gossiping about people, too busy invested in other people, that you glorifying the idol, you're not being about your father's business. What you're actually doing is being in disobedience, and you're not being able to really cognitively understand your own morals, laws, and values that you have within yourself, because you haven't looked to the Father for them. And so I just had to understand this, because I feel like this is very important. You should mind your own business and be about your Father's business. And when you see me around, leave me alone. I don't want to be bothered with you. That means I don't want you in my space, and I don't want you talking to me. I'm friendly and kind, but I'm not dumb. Okay, I don't want that. I understand that a lot of people, they don't understand the feelings of non-codependency. All they know is codependency. Okay, I don't want to be bothered. You gotta be out there. You gotta be friendly. I am friendly. I am very kind, but I also don't want you in my face. Okay, and that's just the truth. I don't. And as much as a seer I am and powerful, I don't want to be. But it's just as much as that I am, and God has called me into that. I still don't want you in my face. Like, I don't. And I don't want you in my space either. Back up, okay? And like, people don't understand that. People don't understand that they gotta. And when you do that to me, like when you start showing me that you can't let go, it makes me think that something's wrong with you. Like, and your codependency is shouting at me and it's telling me I need you. Please don't idolize me. And I seen this video. People take your non-codependency, not wanting to be codependent on them or the situation or life or whatever, about everybody else walking around in codependent relationships. People take that as a threat to their environment and to their vitality and to who they are as a person, as their autonomy. They see me as a threat because I don't want to be canoodled with them and their dispositions and their distortions. I don't want to be there. I'm not there. Nobody's home. You're just by yourself. You're alone. I'm not there. I'm sorry. And I wanted to give you a conclusion. I think you should get up out of here. That's what I think. You gotta learn how to mind your own business. I don't know you like that. Please don't come over here acting like you my friend. We are not friends. I'm letting you know we are not friends. I'm here to give a word of God. We are not friends. So, I don't have a problem with y'all being in the comments and stuff and all that. But you're not gonna do me like you do other people. There's people online on this platform and all other places that really take value into your comments. I do take them as some type of value. I thank God for them. Not the fact that you give them to me, but the fact that God has touched your heart for you to say such beautiful words. That's it. I don't see myself as God. Do not make me a God. You need to do your own work. And that's why I said people need to learn how to mind their business. Mind your business. Be about your Father's business and stay out of my face and stay out of my business, because what I do on my platform got nothing to do with you, everything to do with me. And if you are inspired in any way, then God bless you. But I don't need you to tell me what to do, and I don't need you being in my business, okay? Y'all got to learn. Y'all got to learn to stay in the child's place. Mind your business. Okay, bye. And then I'm back though to let you know the reason why this came up is because God told me about judgment. Okay, and so God says people just need to mind their own business. That's the cure for judgment. Mind your own business. Okay, and the fact of if this person is not doing nothing morally wrong or against God's standards, mind your own business. And just mind your own business. You speak against evil, you do the word of the Lord, but mind your own business. You don't need to be in people's face. You don't need to be in people's house. You don't need to be worrying. So you don't need to be worrying what I'm driving, what I'm wearing. It's none of your business. All that stuff is contextual. We don't need to be focused on things that are minuscule and don't mean anything. We need to be focusing on the big terrors that are in life. Like, child trafficking and murder and violence. You don't need to be worrying about what I got on my head, the shoes I wear, what car I drive. You see, because you are a vanity society. No one cares about what you do. Nobody cares about your Tesla, the house you live in. You see, people be focusing on the wrong thing, and you be focusing on people's life and gossiping and doing whatever you're doing. But you take yourself from the place that you need to be in. You displace yourself because you're too infatuated with other people's lives. You gotta be tender about God and what he got going on. Nobody's important that much where you should be focused, highlighted on them that much. I don't idolize anybody. I don't have a problem with giving compliments and speaking my truth when people deserve to be spoken life to. I feel like I have a voice. I have the capacity. I will speak to it. I do speak to evil, and that's the only part I think you should mind your business when God has called you to judge. So I'm not saying look at evil and mind your business. I'm not saying that. What I am saying is that if people are not doing nothing wrong, if they not hurting no one, if you don't like what somebody got on, what they riding in, why are you so infatuated with people's life that you have to speak and say anything about it? Just do what you gotta do and mind your own business. That's it. Mind your own business. Don't worry about other people. And people have a hard time doing that with me. Like, I don't understand why you are so conglomerated with me. Like, I don't understand. Like, why y'all make a whole fuss about me. I had this done to me when I was at my old job. People were literally forged their life around me and my response to them, to my response to their existence, because they could not handle the fact that I was quiet to myself and minded my own business. It was like a threat to their life because I didn't care about them, so they saw it as a threat because I didn't want to be bothered with them. Learn how to mind your own business. Learn how to leave people alone, because you never know what God's gonna do to you. Leave people alone. Mind your business, and only do what God told you to do. Okay, but you speak against evil and do his whatever it includes in doing his business. You know what that is. That's what you should do. Mind your own business. Thank you. Have a nice day. This is a paid. What did you say? This is a paid. This is a paid. What's it called? Has been a paid formal announcement. I don't even know why I said that, but this is a formal announcement. Okay, this is a paid formal announcement. It's endorsed by God himself. Mind your business.